Welcome back. Well, we have a treat today. We have Cindy Whitney, who's the host of Discovering Laguna Woods, but today she's going to talk to us about the Thrive Project. Welcome.
Thank you, Lisa. It's so nice to be here.
It's always fun to have you on.
Thank
so
you.
I know we've talked about Thrive before.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about what's going on right now with it.
Well, we actually have a task force committee that meets once a month, and similar to our community is not static, so our task force has been very busy keeping up with what are the interests of the community and so forth. So, well, we have something brand new, and that is we do have a new logo, so we do want to share that with people today, and that logo is really kind of emblematic of what Thrive is all about. It's about movement and motion and activity and energy and joyfulness and all of those things. So I think it kind of encapsulates that a little bit, and you'll be seeing that in print, on email blast, you'll be seeing that on programming and so forth.
So we're showing it now, so let's take a look at what you're actually talking about. So when you're talking about movement and things, what are the little sprouts that come off the
those little
word?
sprouts are little figures. They're little,
Like
they're little people. They're little people.
Okay.
Yeah, they're little people. And you know, I think I can kind of see volleyball in there. I can see yoga in there. I can see the aqueducts in there. I see all sorts of things.
You're right. You can see that with the people all moving around. I love that.
Yes. So it's a kind of a vibrancy that we want to, and we want to show too that we do things with each other. It's not a singular effort. It's in many cases we're doing things with others, and it's very important to connect with other people when we're having these great experiences. So that's one thing that Thrive is about.
Right. And then you also had mentioned that there's classes being offered, but that's by the video club, and how does that work with Thrive?
It's great. Well, Scott Marvel, who is one of the founders of Thrive, and he goes out with his iPhone all the time and captures these wonderful events in the community. He teaches a class on how anybody else can take their, because we know this is an underutilized piece of technology. He teaches you how to film somebody, how to edit it, how to narrate it, how to put copyright-free music on it. And so you've got your own little story about an event that you went to. You asked people how they were thriving and that sort of thing. So he'll teach that. Tom Nash teaches storytelling. I know that Phil Duran last time had a class on screenwriting. That's, you know, taking storytelling to the max. Chuck Hale did a class on how to post your stories to YouTube. So there's lots of great classes over there. It'll help people thrive themselves, but also create these little stories.
Right, and at some point then, people that gather those types of stories, you guys will be able to receive that information at some point, right?
Yes, we bring them right here to the community center, to the Village Television station, and it'll be presented to the committee. The committee will review it, and then it'll be published on the Thrive site, which is on Village Television YouTube. If you put Village Television on the YouTube and put Thrive on it,
it'll come up there. Great.
Several of the Thrive stories are right there, so you can see what other people are doing.
Okay, excellent. All right, great. And then you also are going to be out and about in the community as well. Tell me how you will see you.
A lot of times we've been kind of depending on, you know, just hit or miss, just kind of encountering people. Now we're going to have a presence. We might even set up a kiosk at some of the events like the Art Affair or maybe golf tournaments, the Bonanza, there will be Woodstock maybe, the 4th of July, the Memorial Day. It's places where people are gathered to talk to them about, you know, how are you thriving? What do you love about what you're doing here? Because positivity is so important. And we'll talk about that in a second too.
Okay. And then academic community references, like gerontology?
Exactly. One of our committee members, Steve Carmen, has been very generous with some of the things that he's brought in. He has been studying gerontology and bringing in these things from Psychology Today and UC Berkeley and Yale, and there's studies that have been done on our population. Gerontology is the study of aging, and they've pointed out that positivity is so important to us. It breaks up that causal pathway between negativity and depression, cognitive decline, and possibly the onset of Alzheimer's. So the more positive we can be, the more positive images, the more positive feelings that we have about what we're doing every day will help us to take those things out of our thinking and make us be stronger in that respect. Also, there's a lot of negativity in the stereotyping of older people. You know, older people are kind of depicted as frail and, you know, not active, and we just know that's not true. We live in Laguna Woods. That's not happening for us. So we want to promote that, and we want people to see how active and how much fun we're having, and how involved and how in service to each other we are here in this community. So that's helpful too, and that's what Thrive can do. It can publish that and promote that.
That's awesome. I think that's a good idea. And then you said that you focus on positivity and the quality of life, and I would have to agree with you on the perception, because being someone who doesn't live here in Laguna Woods, I talk a lot about Laguna Woods, and I tell, oh my gosh, they have 250 clubs and they have all this activity. People are quite shocked, so I think it's a good idea to highlight a lot of that.
Yes, and it's one thing to read that in our documents and on our email blasts and so forth. It's another thing entirely to hear somebody that's at one of those events or doing one of those activities and telling you why they like it.
Right.
What are they getting out of it?
Right.
They come there with their friends, or they made new friends. I mean, and sometimes people will say, well, I don't know anybody there. I don't know if I want to go.
Right.
You find that if you go to one of those events, somebody will say, well, come and sit with us, or here's an empty seat, and the next thing you know, you have a whole new group of friends.
Right.
So it's a really good thing, and that's part of the positivity that we're really promoting here.
Right, right. Well, I know you're in a lot of events. And you know, you know how to use your phone too, so I'm sure you're going to be out there just going, oh hey, let me interview you.
Well, not completely. I don't know the whole editing process, and I need to be in one of those classes.
Well, yeah,
but
so do I.
Well, then I can take stories of my grandchildren too. So it has a great expanded benefit.
Right.
But yes, I do go to a number of things, but not nearly as many as I would like to. Right. So I think I want to get out more, and I think capturing those moments and sharing them with other people is a great opportunity we have. It's a grassroots thing. It's not led by anybody, but just folks here in the village, wanting to share and connect with other people the great time that they're having.
Right, and if somebody knows of someone or happens to see somebody doing something, hopefully they'll be able to share that with you.
Sure, or you can contact Village Television and say, I nominate someone. I do a little interstitial piece once in a while. It's about 10 minutes in length, where I really go into a little bit more in depth, and I talk to someone who's thriving, and you can nominate someone to be in that little interstitial piece, and we can talk to them and find out all about their Thrive process. And there's some just great stories here. I mean, people are still surfing, This amazes me, they haven't given up things that they used to do in the past. In some cases, but in other cases, they've come here and discovered a whole new love. I mean, people have become very proficient at things that they started and just learned about since they came here.
Right.
I mean, that's remarkable. It's like a whole new chapter of your life.
Well, it is.
It is,
absolutely.
And of course, our mission statement for Thrive is to capture and share moments of life in the village. Okay. That's our everyday thing that we want to do, but our long term is to inspire quality living in every chapter of our lives. Right. So that's saying we want to extend this as long as possible, because there's all sorts of things you can do here regardless of your age or your ability level.
Right, right,
so,
very involved, very involved. Speaking of that, you have Village Thrivers that you are going to be talking about that do wearable art.
Well, we had some photos. I know we have some photos that are on the screen behind us. There was one where they celebrated Iris Apfel. I don't know if there are.
There they are.
There they are. Iris Apfel is a wonderful 97-year-old businesswoman, interior designer, fashionista in New York, and it was her 97th birthday, so the wearable art team got together and they all dressed up like Iris. Now that's something I'm going to plan for next year. You've got to plan for that one, because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't have that kind of jewelry.
No. Or those glasses, holy smokes.
I know. You got to go online for some of that stuff. But anyway, that's a lot of fun, and these are some of the things that just sort of spring up. A group of people get together and say, hey, let's celebrate Iris's birthday, and so they did. And then we have some of the other photos are our wonderful Clubhouse 4 kids. Harold and Ed and Yvonne and Blanche are just amazing. They astound me every time I go in there, that they're just working away on these beautiful things that they create in Clubhouse 4. We have the other activities, Clubhouse. We have the Silver Glove Fitness and the new archery range. Are just, I mean, these are brand new things. They're evolving because the interests and the things that people want to do are changing, because we're always getting new people in the village. People are moving in all the time. So what are some of the things that they want to be doing? And then, of course, pickleball. We love our pickleball. It's just fantastic.
And that's pickleball and paddleball, and there's a lot of things to do.
There are a lot of things to do. As I say, again, regardless of your age or your ability and your desire. But it's great because sometimes people get stuck in a routine of their fitness program.
Right.
And they say, well, I'm guilty of that. I go to the gym 3 times a week. And it's like, well, what else can I be doing?
Right.
So try something new. There's always new things.
Right. All right. Well, excellent. And then we can see the Thrive show at
Yes.
9:30 on Thursdays
Yes.
following this program.
Right, so if you're watching this live, it's going to be on right after our This Day show, and it's on every Thursday at 9:30 on Village Television, and that's the whole program that Scott Marvel puts together, and he's had some great shows on there. My favorite thus far was the longest day of the year, where he went out from the beginning of the day to the end of the day and found thrivers all during the day, starting at 5:30 in the morning
wow.
down to sunset when things were closing down. And it was really an interesting show.
Right.
It was really an interesting show. But he's doing Woodstock and other things now, so it's great to watch that show too.
Well, I look forward to seeing new episodes and new
Yes,
exciting stuff, and to see
absolutely.
you on your little 10-minute things too.
Okay.
And your other show.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
Thanks for
Lisa.
being with us.
Thank you so much
Nice
for
to see
having
you
me.
again.
Thank you.
All right. And don't forget, if you're watching This Day Live, right at 9:30 is the Thrive Show. We'll be right back after this. Thank you. You're always so fun. You're so easy.